I'll be speaking on this important topic because we are facing a challenge. Why this is important actually? We are facing day by day multiple patients with multiple injuries, and the opioid is one of the drug which is very commonly used in the post-operative period. But the problem in our part of the world is not available. One. And the reason is our good friends. If you see, so why it is important? The deaths related to opioid administration is increasing day by day across the countries, across the world. Sorry for interruption. Just and there was this paper in 2017 which focused on this thing, whether we can replace the opiates or not with non-opioid analgesics in our emergency department. And they come up with NSAIDs, the non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. But the problem with these is that they inhibit bone healing, which has been proved to be in other various studies across the sections. So, do we have an answer to any replacement or answer to non-opioid drugs? Maybe not. And we are still searching for it. And Nifopam is one of the drugs which is a non-opioid, non-steroidal analgesic that inhibits the reuptake of serotonin, norepinephrine and dopamine. Post-operative analgesia is required to achieve adequate rehabilitation comfort in orthopedic patients. And non-narcotic analgesics are given in combination with opioid to achieve desired side effects. The satisfaction with pain relief is being used as a measure to assess the quality of care in patients. And many patients can be treated with non-opioid analgesics, but still a large majority is prescribed opioid medication. And acetaminophen is frequently used in management of fracture pain, but is not adequate. And it is not achieved with the pain relief is not achieved in isolation with this thing. Especially in patients who have sustained multiple fractures. It is combined with the tramadol or NSAIDs, and sometimes all across you combine the opioid and the NSAIDs to achieve the pain relief. So in our study, the objective was to ascertain the non-inferiority in pain relief of drug combination of acetaminophen with Nifopam to that of acetaminophen with tramadol, and to identify difference in pain intensity between groups and factors associated with greater pain satisfaction or pain intensity. It was a randomized controlled trial with 2 weeks before. The study was carried out over 5 years, and the patients included were of periarticular multiple extremity fractures presenting in the emergency department. The sample size was calculated based upon a previous study, and we plan to enroll 46 subjects in each arm. The excluded were pathological fractures, females, pregnant females, patients below the age of 18 years, breastfeeding females, persons who require opiate medication after 2 days in a hospital stay, and those with head injury, chest or major abdominal injuries. So we included all the adult patients who had periarticular or multiple shaft fractures. The random number were generated in a computer 1:1 allocation, and the staff was not involved in the care of the patients was who performed enrollment and data collection. During post-operative period, patients were given post-operative analgesia including acetaminophen, tramadol or diclofenac as needed for first 2 days, and no track of that was maintained. After 2 days, they were prescribed oral medication. They were shifted to oral medication of either acetaminophen with a 1000 mg every 6 hourly along with 50 mg of tramadol every 8 hourly, or acetaminophen with separate prescription of 30 mg of Nifopam every 8 hours. So acetaminophen was same in both the groups. So we had tramadol in one group and nifopam in the other group. The assessment was made by the response to nociception by pain self-efficiency questionnaire, and anxiety was made by pain anxiety symptom scale, PAS scale. Mood was of the patient was made with patient health questionnaire. At the time of suture removal, the pain at that moment was noted. Worst pain since injury was noted. Mean pain since injury was noted. All were made on a 10 ordinate scales, from 1 very unsatisfied and 10 on a very satisfied. Disability in these patients were made using short musculoskeletal function assessment scoring. The analysis in both was carried on both intent to treat principle and per protocol principle. So we have used multiple variable regression analysis and single regression imputation for the data analysis. This is the flowchart of the patients. We had 243 patients who were assessed for eligibility, and at the final 92 patients were randomized into two groups. One group with acetaminophen with nifopam and the other with tramadol. At the end of the study, we had 44 patients in group 1, that is in the nifopam group, and 45 patients in the other or tramadol group. The baseline characteristics were similar in both the groups. So the difference between the pain at the movement, worst pain, mean pain, and these three scales which we had used for nociceptions and the mood assessments were, the p-values were almost similar. There were no significant differences between the two groups. And the satisfaction in the both groups were also similar, though the adverse events were seen more in the tramadol group. In the multivariate analysis, we have shown that the only factor which was associated with greater pain relief was the males. They had better pain relief. The factors independently associated with higher worst pain intensity were young age and lower education. Patient and other factors which had independently associated with greater mean pain intensity were young age and lower mood. These were the two things which we had noticed in our study. I have 2 minutes. Combination of acetaminophen with nifopam is not inferior to that of tramadol. This we had concluded in our study. The patients taking opioids for a long time after surgical procedure experience more stress and less effective coping strategies. And nifopam has been extensively used in the management of post-operative pain in non-orthopedic procedures, but the use in orthopedic procedure is very limited. And patients who continue to take opioid medication weeks or months after surgical procedure have greater stress and distress and less effective coping strategies. Opioids are used in attempt to treat psychological distress or less effective coping strategies. The limitations of study was it was a single blinded study because of funding limitations. We could not blind the patients, and they were asked to bring the medication. A single center study reduced the variability in treatment protocols, but we cannot just say that we can apply it to across all other centers. So to conclude, we have to be careful when considering the prescription of habit-forming and risky opioid medications in patients, especially the multiple fractures, the patient who experience multiple fractures. And nifopam in combination with acetaminophen is good alternative in periarticular multiple extremity fractures. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Khatri.
Thank you, sir.
You see, my concern is, you see, with the short experience of using nifopam, I thought this probably is very weak analgesic, you see. But you have opened a Pandora's box, you see, as far as the analgesic part of treatment concerned in this multiple injuries. And if it is true, I think probably we need more studies, you see, to really confirm it.
Yes.
And I still doubt it very much that it can be that effective as compared to tramadol and the acetaminophen combination. The dose of acetaminophen is 1 gram for 6 hours, which means almost 4 grams.
Yes.
I think anything more than 3 grams is probably hepatotoxic, you see. So one has to be very careful in that part, you see. And we have to rule out whether they have any underlying hepatic or renal problem before using any of this.
Yes, we had.
Yeah, I don't know about nifopam, whether it is renal safe or not.
It's safe.
I think we need more and more
Yes.
studies to further substantiate your study. That's my feeling.
Yes, we had just we were looking for the substitute to tramadol. Actually, that's a very big problem in our part of the world. The prescription of opioids, and this is really getting at the problem.
The tramadol is a habit forming, you see.
Yes, sir.
The the patient, particularly elderly patient, with a lot of constipation and other part of the problem with the tramadol. You see. That's why we are looking for an alternative. And if this study proves it, you see, probably it will be much more for the future, you see, more effective than the well-attended.
Yes, sir. And so we have excluded the first 48 hours. We are not giving the patients all. We have included that so that they don't get.
First 40 hours, probably you need parental.
Yes, sir. Parenteral and the breastfeeding.
Thank you, Dr. Khatri.
Thank you, sir.
This Rifapam is a psychostimulant, and is there any chance of with continued use any addictive abilities?
Sir, I have not. I have gone through literature. Not the habit forming as compared to the tramadol, which had more problems, and the we have seen the issue with the medication. Not compared to that, it's very less. Very low reported cases.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to call